What's up, Internet World? We're the News 19 Nerds. I'm Leroy.
I'm Michael.
It's been a while.
It's been a while for you. I actually did something with Avery earlier in the week.
That doesn't count.
Wow. Avery, I'm sorry, bro. Okay, fair enough. All right, the original nerds, News 19 Nerds are back.
If I ain't here, it don't matter.
Okay, fair enough. So why are we back? What brought us back together today?
It took a monumental, what?
Thunderstorms.
Oh. I mean, that happens all the time.
It happens, yeah.
Yeah. It took a monumental feat, a rupture in the space-time continuum.
You talking about the universe with the parallel backwards stuff going on?
That has not been confirmed yet.
Just saying.
It's taken Christopher Nolan and his new masterpiece.
We don't know if it's a masterpiece.
Hey, it's Christopher Nolan, so it's...
We know it's something.
I will wager Christopher Nolan is one of the best filmmakers of our generation.
Sure, I'll give you that.
And whatever he does is close to a masterpiece as possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Avery, bro, I miss you, man. I need somebody with some reasonable sense. Everything he does?
I will say this. This is a man who shoots for the fences every single time.
I'll give you that.
He points, he pulls a Babe Ruth, he points
Every
to the
time.
stands, and he shoots for the fences every time.
He's got confidence.
Does
Yeah.
it land?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But this is a man, he does not do triple X.
He doesn't do safe stuff.
Nah.
He's like, I'm trying something new.
He's not doing Robin Hood.
Yeah. Hey, man, wait, which Robin Hood?
You know which one I'm talking about.
That was okay.
J.B. Fox Robin Hood?
It was alright.
J.B. Fox had taxes he had to pay for. That's why I did that movie.
It was alright. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But yeah, we're talking about Tenet, new trailer.
Yep.
And apparently, I haven't seen it, but I kind of seen people are upset with how it ends.
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, we'll see.
I just know I was telling you that it debuted on Fortnite first.
Fortnite is getting a lot of exclusive stuff, which is
Man,
pretty cool for them.
Screw Fortnite.
Ooh, Jesus. All right. Travis Scott. Sorry.
All right, let's hit this.
All right.
3, 2.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too. Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon here.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Might just bring me in.
You really want to know? He can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
Aim it and pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen too much.
Well, we'll try and keep up.
Your duty transcends national interests. This is about survival.
Seems bold.
Bold, I'm fine with. I thought you were going to say nuts.
This is where our worlds collide.
How would you like to die?
Old.
You chose the wrong profession.
Well, that from here.
Hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. I need Tenet.
We need to save them here and now.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened? You want to crash a plane?
But not from the air. No, it's so dramatic.
Well, how big a plane?
That part is a little dramatic.
Masterpiece.
I don't know what I saw, but I'm excited. I mean,
Masterpiece.
I every time I see a Nolan movie, I am in awe of how it looks.
Masterpiece.
She said, "You're not shooting. What? You're not shooting it. You're catching the bullet." That's wow. I would love to see. I can't wait till this comes to when you can own it and you get like the director's commentary of how they shot it, because I always love those kind of director's commentaries. We did this, this, and this to make this happen, because I am just like, what is happening? I don't know. It looks cool. You're a science man. Tell me what I saw.
What you saw is the future.
Without saying masterpiece, what did I see?
Is the future of filmmaking from a genius.
So you told me nothing. Thank you.
I'm just. You said you don't know what you saw. I'm telling you, Christopher Nolan doesn't think in this dimension.
See, another more proof that backwards parallel universe exists.
Not confirmed yet.
This movie confirms it, I think.
Christopher Nolan.
That's how this movie ends. With a newsreel from CNN.
Christopher Nolan doesn't think like normal people. And I've been trying to tell y'all that this man is a visionary.
Side note, and I don't know who first brought this up. It was a comedian, but isn't it weird that like he has a British accent, but his brother doesn't?
Who?
Christopher Nolan like has a British accent, kind of, but Jonathan Nolan doesn't. I don't know.
I don't pay attention to that.
Okay. But it looks great, man. Everybody's like they're giving it their all. Dang, what was the girls? Oh, that's what I need to look up on my phone. You go ahead.
This is supposed to come out fairly soon.
Is it? There was no date on this. That was the part I was talking about where people were upset. All it says is coming to theaters. There's no date on it anymore.
The idea is that this was supposed to be it's supposed to be a July release. The thinking is that if this comes out, this could help get people back into the movie theaters, because this is a big enough movie that people would be willing to go see.
And I also heard that Christopher Nolan has kind of been pushing. He's really trying to get people on board and have filmmakers and directors kind of do these DIY isolation videos telling people go back to the movie theater with this. I read that this week. So
there aren't that many movies that I'm willing to go to the movie theater to go see. This is one of them. Again, I say this, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I think Christopher Nolan is one of the best directors of our generation. He's up there with the Scorseses, Spielbergs, George Lucas. How he views the world in his filmmaking lens, I think no one else does. I think even when he misses Interstellar, he still gives you a spectacle. He still at least tries, where other people are just phoning it in.
You mentioned Interstellar, because when they said the visionary director behind the Batman trilogy, then they also mentioned Inception, they mentioned Dunkirk, they did not mention Interstellar. Now, that could be two reasons. It wasn't the biggest hit like all the other movies, but also the production companies may be different too, because I did see that I think Paramount kind of helped with production and distribution rights for Interstellar. I don't think they're attached to this Lewis movie. So it's interesting that you didn't see Interstellar on there.
Could be. Everybody, I think it's funny that he is I don't want to say the grandfather or the father of the whole DC universe, considering the Nolanverse with Batman, but
he did kind of have like a little bit of like a mentoring thing to Zack Snyder. That came out, yeah.
But I think it's interesting that he's not defined by that. Like, if you really think about his defining movie, or the movie that put him on the pedestal,
Memento?
I would say in Inception.
Oh, okay.
Memento, yes. I would say Memento was kind of like with Ryan Coogler. His first movie was Fruitvale Station. That's like the movie that you're like, oh. But I think the movie that was like, oh, is Inception. Inception to me is his, I wouldn't say magnum opus, but that's the movie where you were just like, what is this? And I have to see it.
And I wonder, going back to Inception, I wonder if the ending of Tenet is going to fully resolve like you want. Probably not, because Christopher Nolan is a person, he gives you what you need, not what you want, right? So you may not get a, with the spoilers for Inception, but with the top, whether or not it was, whatever.
Well,
I wonder if you're going to get a definitive ending for Tenet.
I see, for me, I don't need a definitive ending for Inception, only because I like the idea of everybody having their own theory of what actually happened. I think that's one of the things. I mean, I'm quite sure there's going to be people on this video who's going to be like, I think this happened and I think this happened. I think that's great, that you can infer what you want based on how you view the movie. And let's be honest, even if you have a definitive ending on a movie, people are still like, well, that's not what he actually meant.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
So I'm just interested in seeing how he's doing something different, and he's played with time. Time has always been something. It's always a theme in his movies. No matter what the movie is, he's always played with the concept of time, and I'm interested to see what he does with it this time.
I forgot for a split second until I looked up on Wikipedia that he was also The Prestige. Love that movie.
Yeah.
Side note, that's it. I forgot about that. It's like, oh yeah, The Prestige.
I mean, it's. I'm trying to think of, is there another director whose catalog of movies in the last 20 years rivals Christopher Nolan?
I am not qualified enough to say. Like, right off the top of my head, I would say no, but I'm not qualified enough to say. You definitely see more movies than me, so you would know more. But to me, I don't think so. I mean, just in terms of like how varied they are and different.
Well, how varied and how and the spectacle that they are, how deeply researched and thought out the actors and the actresses that he's done. I think maybe Tarantino might come close as far as output, as far as movies that you're like, ooh, okay. But I think as in the last 20 years, I'm not talking like 40 years, but I'm saying like in the last 20 years, especially the last 10, Nolan, when he makes a movie, it's an event. And this is the next event, and I wonder if this is going to be the thing that actually helps usher back in the idea of people going back to the movies, because this is something you need to see on
whenever that is. Because I think it is telling that they did not have a date on this movie. It just says coming to theaters. That's wild. And more than anything, that's probably more from the studio than Nolan, because we know Nolan wants this to be in theaters, and he's pushing people to go back. So he probably wants it to be sooner rather than later. Warner Brothers made him like, we thought we can make this July. Maybe let's push it to August. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Maybe it'll come out at the same time as New Mutants.
New Mutants ain't coming out.
I just want to see what you're going to say.
It ain't coming out. I'm just telling you. If it does, it'll be on HBO Max. I tell you what, you'll see New Mutants before you see the Snyder Cut.
Oh, that's interesting. That might be fun to see which comes out first. Because I mean, you would think New Mutants would come out first, Snyder Cut. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get back into the swing of things. We got our little mask.
Practice your social distancing when you can. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yes.
I think that we said like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit the is the notification bell still a thing?
Yeah,
I ain't been on YouTube in a minute, y'all. I don't know. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit the notification bell. We'll have more videos up. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wotex.com, and on the YouTube. And we're out.